The van is completely stocked up, loaded to the brim. I'm driving to Squamish today, woohoo! This is kind of my first big road trip in the van. Like, I've probably not driven by myself for more than 4 hours. And today I'm driving about 5 or 6, and then tomorrow I'm driving another 5 or 6. And by then we should be in Squamish, if all goes according to plan. Knock on wood. There's no wood around here. Fingers crossed. There is method to the madness. This is organized chaos, believe it or not. This bag right here has all my sport climbing gear, my rope, my gear, my harness, my draws and everything that I need. I have my crash mat back there. My bike is on the back of the van. Got my bed, my food, everything I need to camp and survive for a couple weeks, but also all the activities I want to do as well. So, wish me luck.
Wow. Yeah. And do you remember that crush up to the donkey? Yeah. That's other bed frame down the road.
I'm just waiting outside of the climbing gym so that I can buy the bouldering, either the bouldering book or the sport climbing book, so I know where to go and what to climb. But it doesn't open till 8, and I've been up since 6.
Congratulations on your new lenses. Putting contact lenses on and taking them off is easier than you might think. If the edges flare out, it's inside out. If it is inside out, just flip it. Next, put the lens on the tip of your finger of your dominant hand. That's it. Now repeat that.
I've never worn contact lenses before, but I lost my glasses a few weeks ago, and it takes time to get new ones. So I'm trying, but it's kind of freaky. I don't know. It's a little freaky. What the? Oh, I don't think I have big enough eyeballs for this. Tearing up, but it's not working. I'm like smacking it into my eye, but it's not sticking. It's just sticking to my finger. Why? I think I just made my vision worse. It fell. My prescription is not that strong. Like, I can drive. Oh, I dropped another one. I don't think these are for me.
You can take the boy out of traffic. You cannot take the traffic out of the boy. But,
every time I drive on this highway, I think back to the time where I rode my bike here on this very shoulder. And I think that's actually crazy. Like, I was so ballsy.
No one ever wants to grab your highway, but sometimes you look like you just end up there. No, I'm not shocked about this. There were a couple people that were like, what happened? And what was the reason?
Now, I made it to Lake Louise on less than half a tank, which for me only cost $25. And I think that's almost a 3-hour drive, maybe 2.5. But it's quite the drive for $25. Also, I was thinking, this whole ride I've been thinking about how presumably I had a lot of tummy time as a kid because the back of my head is very, like, shapely. Like, it's not flat. I have this, like, lump, and then it dips into my neck. So it's just, like... and I feel like headrests never feel right on me. Like, on airplanes or in cars, like, it just never feels like I can rest my head because it's not flat. And I know that you're not supposed to want a flat head, but I just think that it would make my life so much easier if I had one. I have about 2 more hours until my next stop. I want to do a tiny little bit of sightseeing along the way. You know, I never learned to drive until I was about 23 or 24. I basically had never driven at all, but I really wanted to get my license. And I took driver's ed for about a month. That was like basically my first time driving ever. And then immediately after that month, I got my license. But because I had my license, but I only had like 1 month of driving experience, I never wanted to drive alone for the first like year or two because I just didn't feel like a confident driver. Like, I would get very anxious every time I got in the car. And if Jet was with me, I would usually just get him to drive. But I always knew that I wanted to do stuff like this. Like, I wanted to get a van one day and I wanted to go on adventures by myself, and I had to, like, excuse me, I'm gonna pass this semi truck. I had to get used to driving without being completely anxious and sweaty in the palms every single time. And it didn't happen quickly, but it happened. But now I'm very much at the point where I, like, enjoy driving. I think I'm at that sweet spot where I haven't been driving long enough to be tired of it, but I've been driving long enough that I'm not anxious anymore, and I quite enjoy it actually. I love listening to music and podcasts and like spending time with myself in the car. There's no other place I can sing like the way I can sing in the car, and I don't mean like singing good, I just mean like singing freely where no one can probably hear me, and I quite enjoy that. And it is also super mega smoky out today. There's a lot of forest fires happening in BC, a couple happening here in Alberta. I think there was one in the Banff area yesterday, a small one. It's not the best timing, but I only have September off, so I'm trying to make the most of it. And I'm hoping the rain that we're supposed to get this week is gonna clear up this nasty smoky air, because I have asthma. Whenever I'm in BC, I try to take the opportunity to do at least one old growth forest hike. There's this one hike in Nelson that I do every time I'm there. I think I've done a couple in Vancouver as well. And then this boardwalk that I was just on has some of the oldest trees in the Columbia Mountain Range. Like 500-year-old cedar trees. Still standing to this day. Very cool. Very like almost ominous in there. Like you walk in and it's very rainforesty. There's like Devil's Club growing at the lower level of the forest, and it's very theatrical. But yeah, this was my first stop other than the gas station. I've been driving for a while. Back to driving. Okay, we're on the move. My car is so loud, I don't even know if you can hear me when I talk. I put the mic on, but I don't know if that helps. The engine sits, it's not in the hood, it's actually right here under this like middle console thing. So it's very loud and clear when you're driving. My first road trip snack of the day is an apple and a big old chunk of cheddar cheese. And I'm almost at Revelstoke. Quick hot dog break. Cheers. Stop number 2, we're going to the beach. I think the best part about driving by yourself is that you can kind of stop wherever and whenever. I find that whenever I've been on road trips with other people, there's always some kind of a schedule that we're following and we have to be at a certain place by a certain time. And there's always so much along the highway that I would like to stop and see. And I only have about 2 hours of driving left and a lot of daylight, so I'm taking my time. I almost wish I could just like lie here and take a nap. And I probably shouldn't get comfy yet until I get to the campsite. But it's so chill here. This is like probably the stupidest thing, but I've always wanted to stop here. I hear this is quite silly, but I've always wanted to stop at the Enchanted Forest, and you'll see what I mean. This place is like where fever dreams come true. castle. Stay right here. What a crazy place. There's a basement. Oh god, that's actually kind of scary. Honey, I'm home. What's for dinner? Oh, there's a slide. Cute. This one's actually pretty cool. Like, it's actually physically cooler in here. It's like really humid outside. This loop is like longer than I thought it was gonna be, and I feel like I've seen too much. As odd as this is, it's kind of cool that the artist who made all this stuff just kind of got to live out her dreams and like sculpt whatever she wanted and create some freaky little weird shit, and it just lives on forever. Good for her. In Alberta, the highways are all just like long, straight roads. Like you can drive for hours in one direction and not even turn your wheel. And I always forget that when you come to BC, it's all of a sudden like super windy mountain roads, but the speed is still 100 kilometers an hour. And it's like absolutely sickening to drive. It's pretty though. It's like I can see it slowly turning to fall. Like I drive through sections where the leaves are turning orangey brown.
That's a small, kind of small ship too. It has to be. There's right. 14 of them. So they're scrambling desperately onto this tiny.
Earlier today, I was feeling so confident. I was like, maybe I'll just drive the whole way today. Right about now, I'm feeling dehydrated, hot, sticky, ready to lie down, I think. I can't even finish this right now, but I was feeling like eating was necessary to get me through this final leg of the trip. I made it to my campsite, and I think I've never been so tired. Actually, on the way here, there was 2 black bear cubs on the highway, like literally just sitting in the middle of the road, and they were so cute. They looked like a freaking cartoon, and I didn't see their mom, so I was just like honking so they'd move. And then I got here right before it got dark. I organized the van for a bit, and now I'm just lying here hoping to do absolutely nothing. I'm so tired. I brought like real food that I meant to cook, but I just like don't have that in me right now. I have an avocado that I'm gonna mash up with some lemon juice and eat it with my pretzel crackers and call it a freaking day. It is so much clearer out today than it was yesterday. Like a lot of the smoke has dissipated. There's actual blue sky above me. And I'm heading, I camped just outside of Kamloops last night. I originally was going to this like camp in Kamloops, and then I arrived and it was kind of this like sketchy looking trailer park. I'm sure it would have been fine, but like I just got a bad vibe. So I drove a little bit out of my way to get to like a real campsite. And normally I wouldn't mind an RV park, but just like I've heard things about this area in BC where like theft is high, and I just have like my bike and all my stuff in here, and I didn't want to take the risk, so I stayed a little bit out of the way. And I'm gonna stop in Kamloops and get some gas and ice and be on my merry little way. Woohoo! We're going to Squamish. I'm kind of more like focused on driving today. I'm trying not to stop as much. Oh, there's bear poop. Some scat right there. I have been loving the landscape today. It's very like Red Dead vibes, like sage and tumbleweed. But this is Marble Canyon. I just stopped to use the bathroom and stretch my legs, cool down my engine a little bit, and we are getting back on the road. And I'm happy I stopped here. It's quite pretty. I see a woodpecker. I've been driving down this steep, windy road in the rain and fog that's like cornering down the mountain the entire way, and I was like trying not to ride my brakes the whole time, but I kind of had to, and there was cars behind me and it was so hard to see anything. And it flattened out for a bit, and now the steep part is continuing down, so I'm gonna sit here on this pull-off for a bit. The fog is starting to clear a little bit. At least I'm just pulled off on the side, letting my brakes cool off before I do the next downhill part. And it is super soggy outside. Do 11% grade, 40 kilometers an hour. Okay, girl, we can do that. This road is like half paved. Like, why is it like this? Because I'm on the right hand and I have this like big blind spot from this thing here. Whenever I'm cornering really far, whenever I'm doing like a sharp right turn, I always have to like grab this and like look over the blind spot, like lean really far forward so I can see. Oh, okay, not so bad. I think we made it through the rough part.
But the thing about this particular stacked cast is that it was at different times of I think that they weren't all competing to like get a bigger page.
Dude, we're basically here. I'm basically here. I got 18 minutes left. And it just feels like I'm in Squamish. I've never been here before, but it just looks exactly like I pictured it looking. Like the rocks on the side of the road, that's Squamish right there. How did I know? I don't know, but I know. Guess who's in Squamish? We made it, man. I checked into my campsite. I drove myself to a laundromat that offers showers for $1 a minute, and I have exactly $3. So I'm gonna take the fastest shower of my life, drive back to my campsite, and settle in. I can't believe I'm actually here. Everybody here has really cool camper vans. I took my shower, and the machine ate 2 of my dollars and didn't put any water out. But I still have my shower. And I feel fresh. I'm just checking out the trails behind my campsite. I see a fish right there. I see him over there. Swimming around. Every time I go somewhere new, I'm reminded of how like diverse it is here. Like 2 days ago, I started in a place that starts off as like prairies basically, which turn into the foothills, which turn into the Rocky Mountains that we have in Alberta, but it's very like dry. It's not so lush as it is in BC. And then today I was driving through these like sage hills and river valleys, and it's just like such completely different scenery than I'm used to. And then I come here and it's like rainforesty vibes. There's like ferns and moss growing over everything. And it's crazy how much difference there is in so little distance. I don't know. Also, I realized a bunch of my friends are staying here at the same campsite right now. I knew that some of my coworkers were gonna be here at the same time, but I didn't realize we'd all literally be staying at the same place. So I think I'm gonna meet up with my friend Isul for dinner and then call it a night. I'm super ready to start this trip. I'm excited for the climbing, the cycling, the hiking, hopefully. I have a week or 2 here, so the bucket list is long.
Good.
Nice. Come on, it's good.
Yeah.
Nice, Jenna.
Woo.
Come on.
You okay?